Isang magandang bagong Pilipinas. Ngayon ay Martes, January 28, 2025. Diretsahang usapan ng mahalagang issue sa bansa, kasamang kinatawan ng mga ahensya ng pamahalaan. Mula sa Presidential Communications Office, ako po si Joey Villarama.
Mula rin sa Presidential Communications Office, ako po si Weng Hidalgo. Ihatid namin ang mga programa at serbisyo para sa taong bayan.
Tutok lang, narito na ang bagong Pilipinas ngayon. Matayog ang tagumpay ng Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines para siguruhin ang kalidad at serbisyo ng aviation sector ng bansa at para ilahad ang accomplishment ng CAAP noong 2024 at mga plano noong ngayong 2025. Kasama natin si CAAP Director General Manuel Antonio Tamayo. Sir, magandang tanghali po at welcome po sa ating program.
Magandang tanghali naman sa mga nanonood, Asek Joey, Asek Weng, to your office. Nagpapasalamat ako for your invitation, for having me in your program today.
Sir, siguro bago tayo magsimula sa accomplishments ng CAAP, kasi ang CAAP, nung nagko-cover kami ni Weng, palaging nababanggit yan kapag may issue sa airport, kapag may nawawalang aeroplano, mga ganon. So siguro po, backgrounder, ano po ang trabaho ng CAAP? At para sa kabatiran din ng ating mga viewers, kayo sir, kailan po kayo nagsimula sa CAAP? At ano po ang ginagawa niyo ngayon?
Dati kayong piloto, di ba sir?
Okay, so I'll start with CAAP.
Yes.
Yeah, CAAP Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines, no? Apat ang main functions ito eh. Number one is to provide, we provide oversight and regulatory control over the whole of the aviation sector in the Philippines, no? In our country. Second, we provide air traffic control, air navigation. Ito yung mga para sa mga airports natin, para siguradong maandar yung mga navigation system natin, yung mga instrument landing system, and so on. Air traffic controllers, sila yung basically nagko-control ng aeroplano na lumilipad. Pangatlo, we operate airports in the country. As you are all aware, there are 90 airports in the Philippines. 82 of these are under CAAP. The rest, kunyari, tatanong yung, bakit yung 8? Yung iba naman are authorities like MIA, SIAC, MCIA, SBMA, meron isa, Katiklan, privatized. So, CAAP, basically, we control or we maintain the rest of this. Now, sa airports na ito, 49 ang commercially served. When you say commercially served, may lumilipad yan na airlines o maliliit na aeroplano for commercial use. It's either passengers or cargo. Now, out of the 49 that are commercially served, 23 are night rated. When you say night rated, ano ba to? Pwede lumipad sa gabi. Kasi sunrise and sunset, ano yan? Day flying lang yan. Sa gabi naman, sunset until sunrise, that's what you call night-capable or night-rated airports. So, as far as airports are concerned, going back to what I said, the functions of CAAP, yung operations actually is not really supposed to be with us, but on the interim, habang wala pa tayong authority, that will go towards that direction and control the airport. Kasi dapat kami regulatory lang eh. Diba? Regulatory and oversight. And this is one of the findings of the ICAO. We are working on that. And how do we do it? Number one is PPP. Diba? Pina-privatize natin yan. So nawawala sa amin yung operations. But that will take time. As of now, nakakailan pa lang tayo. Isa pa lang ang na-award, diba? Sa Aboitiz. And then another project is in Bohol. That's in the pipeline and that will be very soon. And we have other airports online for PPP. So, the third the fourth is Accident Incident Investigation Board. Again, that is not supposed to be with us. That's also a findings for us as far as ICAO is concerned, but they are aware of what we have been doing. This particular agency under us should be independent. But then, kung under ka ng CAAP, tapos nag-i-investigate sila ng mga accidents, there's always that possibility na there will be some influence coming from us. But in fairness naman, we have not done that. So ang ginawa namin on the interim, nilagay po namin sa ano yan, under the OTR. But that is not sufficient. When ICAO came to us, they said they need the higher approval, not on the secretary level lang. So we're working on that. So basically, those are the functions of CAAP that we are
Doon
doing.
sa 4 functions na na-mention niyo, sir, in 2024, ano sa tingin niyo yung pinaka-highlights ng trabaho niyo? Obviously, under your leadership. Ano po yung masasabi niyong accomplishments o achievements na pwede nating iulat sa bayan?
Thank you for asking the question. Sa akin, ang pinaka-importante dyan, safety. Safety, paano namin ginawa? Remember, in 2023, we had so many accidents and incidents. Fatal, di ba? We're proud to say, walang namatay po ngayon for 2024. Because we have, ano pa ginawa namin dyan? Naging stricto po kami sa provide ng oversight sa mga air operators certificate holders, yung airlines, yung mga, tapos yung ATO, yung mga training organizations, tapos yung AMO, maintenance organizations, hinigpitan po namin ang oversight dyan. Yung control pati ng mga piloto, we made sure that before we issue them licenses, they are properly trained, current, medical, na ipasa po nila. Balik tayo sa mga aeroplano kasi naging tukoy nila yan dahil, CAAP, hindi binabantayan yan. Ang ginawa namin, yung talagang bago namin i-approve or i-renew yung certification ng mga maintenance organization, sinigurado namin na pasado lahat sila. We have a checklist that is given to them every time they apply for renewal. I think nakabuti yan eh. You talk about mechanics. Ganun din yan. They renew their licenses every year. We have to make sure that they are properly trained, proficient, and current on the equipment that they are maintaining.
So, ibig sabihin, sir, in the previous years, hindi ganito yung kalakaran?
I cannot say that. What I'm saying is that pinagbuti po namin to. Better oversight ang ginawa natin dyan. Talagang tinutukan natin. Kahit nakulang kami ng tao, minsan, talagang gano'n eh. Ang dami nila eh. Di ba? So, the result is what you see. We have 0 fatalities, whether it is in domestic, general aviation or commercial. When you say commercial, the airlines and so on. I'm not saying walang incidents. Meron, pero walang fatal. Di ba? Yun naman importante, yung safe, di ba?
So, sir, paano naman po nakatulong yung partnership, yung strategic partnership between CAAP and private sector, gaya po ng Abuitis Infra, para po mapabuti yung kalagayan ng mga airports, lalo na po yung naging karanasan din doon sa Lagindingan?
Again, thank you for asking that question. Actually, ano pa yan eh, in my previous life pa, as you said, we started that already eh. Pero ngayon lang na-implement, nakaisa na tayo. Bakit natin ginagawa ito? Alam naman natin na first of all, for CAAP, alisin mo sa amin yung responsibility of operating an airport, then we can concentrate on our other primary functions, di ba? We can, again, concentrate on the other airports that are remaining. That's one. Number 2, nakita natin yung nangyari sa San Miguel. Di ba? Ang dami nilang projects kaagad na implement. Why? They have the funding. What else? Pabilis sila makabili ng equipment. Wala. Hindi katulad natin sa government eh. Bago ka makabili ng spare parts o bago ka makakonstruct ng terminal, bago mo magawa yung runway, bago mo ma-replace yung mga runway lights na sira, there is a long process. It is subject to bidding, it is subject to COA, So it takes a long time. But in the private sector, pagka sinabi kunyari ni Ramon Ang, palitan niyo to. Immediate. So we don't assume, but we expect that this will be the same with Aboitiz and the other proponents for our PPP projects.
Despite the long haul, the protracted process, I mean, sa procurement, sa bidding, sir, ano yung masasabi nyo na yung mga modernization projects na naipatupad noong 2024 sa panunungkulan ng ACA?
For 2024, we concentrated, we're talking about equipments, Primary, we concentrated on the CNS ATM. I'm sure you're aware, may nangyari dyan noong December 2023, di ba? Ng New Year, it failed. We concentrated on that. We started, anong bang ginawa namin? Una-una, kumuha kami ng service provider. Sinong kinuha namin? Thales. Sila yung nag-provide ng equipment eh. So OEM provider yan. And then we started procuring the necessary parts. And lately, nakumpleto namin yung software upgrade. 100%. Hindi nga naramdaman ng tao, walang shutdown or anything. But we have completed that. Now, what we want to happen now is makumpleto naman yung hardware upgrade. We have talked about that in the past. The hardware, the primary concern is funding. However, meron naman tayong savings from the JICA funds that was supposed to be used in constructing the CNS ATM na existing. May savings dyan. Now, to the help of JICA in extension loan, now we have approximately 2.1 billion. That is for our use in upgrading it. Tinatawag na nilang midlife. Perhaps it's midlife. But kasi usually ang lifespan ito is about 15 years. But midlife, perhaps we have to change. If you change the software, may computer ka. Di ba kunyari, ano ba yung mga ano natin dati, yung mga computer na old school? Tapos,
Macintosh.
hindi, sa cellphone mo na lang. Kunyari may iPhone 6 ka. Yung software mo is pang iPhone 13 or hindi pwede,
Kailangan
hindi
i-upgrade
compatible.
yung unit itself.
So it is the same. So we need to upgrade the hardware, and that is one of our priorities, if not our priorities in terms of air navigation is concerned.
Sir, ano naman daw po yung epekto ng public-private partnership agreement sa Bohol Panglao International Airport in terms po dun sa pagpapataas ng standards ng ating mga paliparan?
As I said, in terms of standards, it's easier for the private sector to do this. We will just provide oversight. We will tell them what to do. We will tell them what can be done, international standards, and so on. What will be the advantage? The more modern the airports, the more comfortable the passengers will be, capacity will be increased, and effectively, ano pa mangyayari dyan? Ang dami nating tourist eh. We have so many islands and so many tourists coming in. So, in partnership with the Department of Tourism, ito yung trust natin. Hindi pa natin pinag-uusapan yung ating mga kababayan, yung mga balikbayan. Ang dami natin balikbayan eh. Ever since wala pa yung OFW, marami na tayong balikbayan,
Yes.
di ba? Ngayon, bilangin mo yung OFWs na bumabalik. Di ba? Umuwi sa mga probinsya nila yan eh. Saan dumadaan yan? Airport. So, we need to make it more modern, more efficient, and at the same time, we have to build more because of the number of islands that we have. If not build, upgrade. Kasi yung mga community airports na hindi mapuntahan ng mga commercial, habaan natin runway, we build better terminals, we provide navigational aids, the instrument landing system, very important, night capability. Night capability, bakit importante? Di ba nagkaka-congestion tayo sa Manila?
Yes.
Dahil yung travel kasi ng mga airlines natin is during the day. And the more airports you open that are night rated or night capable, Di pwede silang dumating ng after midnight or early morning and so on. You all know, if you have an airport, sa umpisa, airport lang yan. But that triggers yung economic development ng area. An airport is always a magnet for commercial development, di ba? So, look at that. Look at Clark na lang. O, tingnan nyo yung nangyayari sa Clark. Ang dami ng factories, magkaka-rails pa tayo. Importante doon yung airport eh. Di ba?
Sir, ano naman po yung naging pakinabang nitong non-binding air navigation and implementation cooperation work plan na pinirmahan natin with the Federal Aviation Administration?
Yes, thank you again for asking that. I remember that because I was the one who signed that with the FAA. Actually, we did not request for that. Sila ang nag-initiate niyan. It is the FAA, Federal Aviation Authority of the US, di ba? Sila yung in charge of the overall sa US. Counterpart ko. I was surprised when they talked to me about it. We were in Cebu last October, and we had a bilateral meeting with the FAA. Sabi, we would like to sign a non-binding agreement with you. Anong kasama dito? Nung nag-meeting kami, hiningi ko na yung assistance. Hindi ako nahihiya humingi. Kailangan natin. They are more advanced. They have more, what do you call it, experts, everything, technology-wise, training-wise, and so on. I requested for possibility of training our people as well. Pero ang isang pinasok nila dyan is yung free route system eh. It is an agreement between the United States, Malaysia, Singapore, Indonesia, and the Philippines. We're talking about Asia Pacific. Sino ang may control ng Asia Pacific? US. Asia Pacific, kasi kunyari, lipad natin, West Coast. Saan dumadaan yan? Over the Pacific Ocean. Pupunta ka ng Guam, pupunta ka ng Hawaii, diyaanan natin dyan. Ang bigat ng traffic dyan. So sila yung nag-suggest that we have, we'll go back to parang free routing system. What does it mean? They will allow the airlines to plan the route. Hindi yung nakaset standard na, kunyari, dito ka lang dadaan, dito sa airway na to, dito sa waypoint na to, dito sa country na to. They will allow the airlines to create their own flight plan.
So sir, speaking of agreement, nagkaroon din po ng collaboration ng CAAP sa Aerothy para naman sa pag-upgrade ng aviation communication system sa bansa. Ano po yung status ng initiative na to, sir?
Yung Aerothy has been there for some time. They provide the air navigation system, air traffic system for air navigation system for Thailand. Among the ASEAN countries, sila yung pinaka-advanced sa atin. Singapore is very advanced, but then Singapore has only 2 airports. Thailand has so many airports as well, pero meron silang dedicated na air navigation system provider, which is Aerothy. It is still government, but with private sector partners as investors. Ang naging agreement natin dyan is, number 1, andito na sila sa atin by the time I took over, and even before that, they are providing data link communication for our operators. And they have set up, at this point in time, 7 airports kung meron tayong facilities. Wala tayong bayad doon, sila nag-invest, but we are earning from that. A certain percentage of the earnings is given to CAP as earnings. Now, during the last meeting with them, and this was in November that I was there, we signed that agreement. Again, magdadagdag sila ng 3. Again, that it will be an advantage for us and for our stakeholders. Mas maganda yung sharing of information among our airlines their specific operation center, their air traffic control system, and so on.
Sir, dito sa dalawang nabanggit natin na agreements with FAA and then Aerotide, do you think na-feel na natin yung benefits, pakinabang, at would you say that 2024 was a good year for CAAP?
Let's put it this way. I signed the agreement last quarter of this year. So we're still in the planning stage. We are expecting to have capacity building with the assistance of the FAA, with the assistance of Aerotide. Kaibigan na natin sila eh. So, padala niyo yung mga tao ninyo rito, we will train them, and so on. And by the way, it's not only these two countries. Even Singapore is a very close partner of ours in the aviation sector. Ganun din ang sinasabi nila. Send us your air traffic controllers, send us your engineers. They can stay with us for a year, all expenses paid. Pati yung airfare, pati yung board and lodging, sagot nila yan. So we are currently reviewing the documents which we want to implement as soon as possible. It's the same with Aerotide, ganun din, they agreed to that.
Alright. Sa ating pagbabalik, pag-uusapan naman natin ang mga programa at serbisyong palalakasin pa ng CAAP ngayong 2025. Kasama pa rin si Director General Manuel Antonio Tamayo. Manatiling nakatutok, magbabalik pa rin ang Bagong Pilipinas ngayon.
Karamihan sa amin ay nag-asawa na lang, walang pinag-aralan, hindi po kami educated. Bakit ipinanganak ako na IP ako na parang walang mga opportunity na para sa amin?
Nagbabaon kami, kanin lang, ang ulam, bagoong, gano'n. Talagang wala nang kaya ang magulang ko.
Hango sa kwento ng mga totoong tao. Tahanan ng mga award-winning documentaries. Public Eye sa PTV. Pagkakataon nyo ng maglingkod para sa bayan. Inaanyayahan namin ang lahat ng mga individual na may talento at dedikasyon na mag-apply sa aming mga bukas na posisyon. Para sa Sales and Marketing Unit, Marketing Specialist, Sales Account Specialist, Sales Traffic Assistant, News Division and Merchandising Unit, Graphic Artist. Ipadala ang inyong resume sa hireme@ptni.gov.ph.
Mabuhay! Uy, malapit na eleksyon. Nakapili ka na ba ng kandidato? Kung hindi pa, tara, kilatisin natin ang mga kandidato ng 2025 elections. Busisiin natin ang kanilang mga plataforma, background, track record, at alamin kung sino sa kanila ang talagang tutupad sa pangako at kung sino ang nagpapaikot lamang ng ating ulo. Know your candidate. Malapit na. Abangan dito sa PTV.
Ang may init at maaaksyong balita sa mundo ng sports. Mapapanood na araw-araw kasama ang ating teammates. PTV Sports para sa atletang Pilipino, para sa bagong Pilipinas. Sa PTV.
Nagbabalik ang bagong Pilipinas ngayon, kasama pa rin si Director General Antonio Tamayo ng CAAP. DG, para naman sa taong 2025, ano pong modernization projects ang nakalatag?
As far as modernization is concerned, number one po dito, yung sinabi ko ng upgrading ng CNS ATM. Number two po, due to our involvement with IKO, ang sinasabi nila, we have to maintain our old navigational aids, even if the trend now is towards satellite-based or space-based navigation. Kailangan pa rin daw natin to. So, binubuhay po natin yung mga hindi na operational. It's quite expensive, but we have to do it. And then, as far as the airports is concerned, pag-usapan naman natin yung modernization of the terminals. But more than the terminals, safety again, facilities, landing lights, instrument landing system, communication system, weather equipment. This we have to upgrade and maintain at this point in time to make
air travel modern for us and safe. Runways, kailangan habaan natin. It takes time, magastos, diba? Magastos. And as I said, we have so many airports that we still have to develop. And then, we will continue with the PPP. It is a good project. We have, can I just mention, aside from Bohol Panglao, next in line will be Iloilo, Puerto Princesa, Calibo, Davao is in line already, as well as Bacolod, Siargao as well, and a number of other airports, no? So, as far as Siargao is concerned, we are planning a new airport there. Yung Dumaguete naman, may bago tayong airport na ongoing na, site acquisition pa lang. But we hope to continue that and expedite these projects. Night rating, as I said, we have to increase the number. Ang target po natin dyan is at least 3 more airports for night rating. Allow me to mention them. Dumaguete is night rated. We have Dipolog, Pagadian, and Kawayan. Kawayan, Isabela. Why do we consider these airports as to be night rated? It's because of the volume of traffic. So kung nakikita namin na kailangan in-night rate dahil sa dami ng pasero, we will give it priority. And of course, we will look at the constraints. Terrain, yung mga limitations in land area. Kasi ang tagal natin bago makabili ng maka-acquire ng properties around the airports. So, it takes time. It's very tedious.
Sir, paano naman po makakatulong ang aktibong paglahok ng CAAP sa international forums tulad ng Civil Air Navigation Services Organization, Global ATM Summit at ASEAN Transport Officials Meetings sa pagpapalakas ng papel ng Pilipinas sa global aviation industry?
Again, thank you for asking that. At kasi, last year was very busy for us. The heaviest there, the biggest of all, is the DGCA, Directors General Civil Aviation Asia Pacific Conference. This was held in October. This is one of the biggest, if not the biggest event for ICAO in this region. Kasi sinong kasama dyan? 39 countries. In fact, lumampas ng 39 eh. Kasi maski hindi nasa Asia Pacific, sumali. Kasi katulad ng UAE, dumating sila. Katulad ng France, sumama sila. So, it was the biggest event for us. We had 399 participants in that particular forum that we organized. Next is the COSCAP Southeast Asia, yung na-mention mo na rin. DGCA, I was chair. It took us 1 year to prepare for that. And then COSCAP Southeast Asia, I was nominated and elected as chair, and this will be for 2 years. And this involves the 10 ASEAN countries. Again, the biggest, I was nominated and elected was the APANPERG. I think, did you mention that? Asia Pacific Air Navigation Planning and Implementation Group. Again, kung sino sumama dun sa DGCA, member niyan. I was nominated by Singapore and confirmed by the body, and this will be for 3 years. Anong advantage ng naging active tayo dyan? So you notice I mentioned earlier, we get all the support from the international organizations, especially the ICAO. The ICAO is aware that we will be undergoing an audit very soon. For us, this will be a priority in terms of preparation. We'll have to make sure that we exceed our present rating, exceed as much as possible the global standard, go higher than the global standard. So, ang nangyari dyan, tinatanong mo yung advantage, di ba? No, they are aware that we will undergo this audit. So, ICAO said, we see what you're doing for the aviation sector. We see your support, not only for ASEAN, but the whole Asia-Pacific and ICAO. So, in return, we will support you as well in terms of training, in terms of consultants, and other benefits you get from ICAO. In short, hindi namin kayo pababayaan kasi tinutulungan niyo kami. Tapos ngayon tayo nakikilala. No? Kaya pala natin. Nasabi nila, importante yung Pilipinas sa amin. Bakit? Ang laki ng traffic natin, air traffic. And they see its growth. Diba? They see the number of flights. They see the number of passengers. They see our tourism potential. They see yung economic growth ng Pilipinas. So, they said, we see your potential as a country. And we are happy that you are supporting us, you are supporting ASEAN, you are supporting the rest of the aviation sector.
Sir, ano naman po yung tututukan ng CAA pagdating naman sa pagpapabuti ng aviation safety, security, at sustainability ng industriya sa buong Asia-Pacific region?
Yun nga napag-usapan natin, di ba? We took leadership na Yung APANPERG is Asia-Pacific region. Ang laking responsibility niyan sa communication, navigation, surveillance, air travel, expansion ng making the air more efficient, yung air travel more efficient. So we are taking the lead. We will do that still. And because we are taking the lead, kailangan yung standards naman natin, yung ating mga navigation facilities, yung ating mga airports, kailangan natin i-improve lahat yan. Anong purpose nito? Aside from that, the trust now is seamless skies, seamless connectivity. The only way you can do that for the Philippines, dapat we are at par, at least initially with the ASEAN countries. So, kunyari, CNS ATM nila, ganitong capability. CNS ATM natin, ito yung capability. So, pantay tayo, di ba? Hindi tayo dapat magpaiwan. So, kunyari, papunta sa well, we cannot compete with Singapore.
Mayaman yan. They are the most advanced. So, at least they are assisting us to get us at par. Recently, we had a, bilateral, they came to the Philippines. They had a bilateral consultation with them. Anong gustong gawin? Mapadami at maging mas efficient yung Manila to Singapore routes. Kasi importante yan, ang dami lumilipad. Pagka nagawa mo yun, susunod siguro, Manila to Bangkok, Manila to Hong Kong, mga balikan. Ganyan yung mga dapat gawin natin. Ang advantage naman ng naging active tayo, kaibigan na natin sila Yung mga counterpart ko ng mga director general, tawagan mo lang. Oh, we need this, ganyan. We have a problem in this, and so on. They're very willing to assist us.
Sir, na-mention nyo na at least man lang maging at par tayo with the aviation systems or industry sa ASEAN countries. So, ano po kaya ang gagawin natin ngayong 2025 para ma-improve yung, ano ba yung tinatawag, passenger experience? Hindi lang ng mga Pilipino, kundi yung mga dumadaan dito. Pati na rin yung ating next generation of travelers.
Yun nga yung sinasabi natin, passenger experience. We have to increase connectivity. We have to increase the number of flights. How do we do that? Yun nga, seamless skies, you make it more efficient. Kunyari sa isang ruta, when you are flying, merong separation tayo between aircraft, di ba? May standard yan. The usual separation is about 80 miles. Malayo yun, di ba? 80. Now, once we enhance our air navigation system and other navigational aids, i-reduce natin ito. Other countries are able to reduce this to as near as 30 miles. Imagine, ang lapit. So tayo, if we can do 50 initially, and then we can do 30, we do it in steps without sacrificing safety. Sa passengers naman, mas maraming flights on time and so on, di ba? Yung importante on time kasi it becomes more efficient. Sa airports natin, we have to improve the infrastructure. Pwede ba kung MIA na lang? Diba? MIA, the reason why we have congestion in air traffic, it's because of the infrastructure. We inform perpendicular, so it's dependent. Hindi mo pwede gamitin yung isa pag ginagamit yung kabila. Parang ganon. So, having said that, isa pa, sinabi nga namin sa kanya, yung runway occupancy time natin masyadong matagal. I flew to Singapore. Tinatiman ko, not only Singapore, Thailand as well. May mga kasama ko, timan natin kung kano kabilis lumabas ng runway, yung aeroplano. They're doing it at about 50 seconds. Landing, 50 seconds nakalabas na.
Sa atin, sir.
We are doing it at 1 minute 10, 1 minute 15 seconds because of the infrastructure.
Maraming aayusin pa, sir.
Marami pang ayusin. Ginagawa naman ng San Miguel lahat yan.
Yes.
They're aware.
Okay, sir, maraming salamat po sa mga impormasyong ibinahagi ninyo sa amin, Director General Tamayo.
Malinaw na seryoso ang CAAP para mapanatiling maayos ang serbisyo ng mga paliparan para sa mga pasahero. Dito sa ating segment na Mission to Accomplish, sir, alam ko ang dami na nating inilatag. Pero siguro, very briefly, ano po yung gusto nyong matupad na goal ngayong taon?
As far as CAAP is concerned, we are aligned with yung guidance ni Secretary and DOTR. A comfortable, accessible, safe, sustainable, and affordable air transport system. Ang pinaka-importante sa amin is safety more than anything else.
Right?
Okay, sir. Maraming salamat po ulit sa inyong oras, Director General Antonio Tamayo ng Civil Aviation Authority of the Philippines.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for coming.
Thank you, sir. Did that make sense?
Samantala, ngayong CDC Day, ihatid namin sa inyo ang mga programa at proyekto ng Clark Development Corporation para sa patuloy na pag-unlad ng Clark Freeport Zone tungo sa isang bagong Pilipinas. Pag-usapan natin ang selebrasyon ng Chinese Lunar New Year sa Clark at ang pagpapalakas ng Mandarin language training ng mga empleyado ng CDC. Panoorin po natin ito sa ulat ni Atty. Nicolette Henson.
Isang masaya at makulay na selebrasyon ng Chinese Lunar New Year ang ginanap sa Clark Freeport Zone sa pakikipagtulungan ng Clark Development Corporation at Confucius Institute ng University of the Philippines, Diliman. Ang selebrasyon na nagdirihin sa tradisyon, sining at kultura ng China ay idinaos sa HSD Trading Hall. Kasama rin sa selebrasyon ang iba't ibang mga traditional activities tulad ng Chinese calligraphy, mask painting at paper cutting o Jianzi. May tea tasting station din na na-enjoy ng mga bisita at may ilan naman na nagsuot ng traditional Chinese costumes para sa photo booth. Nagbigay naman ng mensahe sina CDC Chairman Attorney Edgardo Pamintuan at Confucius Institute ng UP Diliman na si Director Lourdes Canhueco Nepomuceno kaugnay sa kahalagahan ng pagdiriwang.
And of course, we're happy that the Institute, in collaboration with Clark Development Corporation, has started teaching and promotion of Chinese language and culture. Pasalamat po ako sa inyo lahat na nandito tayo to celebrate the friendship of the Filipino and the Filipino-Chinese in our country. Maraming salamat po. Welcome.
Your presence today promotes cross-cultural understanding, showcasing the beauty of diversity and strengthening bonds between Chinese and Filipinos.
Itinampok din ang tradisyonal na lion dance at drum performance na sumisimbolo ng magandang kapalaran at kasaganahan. Dumalo naman sa selebrasyon ng mga opisyal mula sa gobyerno, lokal na pamahalaan, UP Diliman at Clark Locators. Kabilang sa mga bisita sina UP Chancellor Attorney Edgardo Carlo Vistan II, Angeles City Vice Mayor Vicky Vega Cabigting, Dr. Richard Dinos, Regional Director ng Department of Tourism Region 3, Wang Yaping, Cultural Counselor mula sa Chinese Embassy, Francisco Sauceda, Presidente ng Lifestyle Apparel at L&T International Group, at Mariano Chua, Pangulo ng Angeles City Filipino-Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Kasama rin ang iba pang opisyal ng CDC tulad din na Vice President for Administration and Finance Jose Miguel de la Rosa, Vice President for Security Services, Police Major General Lina Sarmiento at Vice President for Engineering Services, Engineer Teresito Chatuico. Sa pagtatapos ng programa, nagbigay ng makulay na pagtatanghal ang Sayaw Angelenyo Dance Troupe mula sa City College of Angeles. Sinundan ito ng isang merienda cena na nagbigay ng pagkakataon para sa mas masayang salo-salo. Matatandaan na noong August 2023, lumagda ang CDC at UP Confucius Institute sa isang Memorandum of Understanding para sa pagpapalakas ng Mandarin language training ng mga empleyado ng CDC. Ayon sa CDC, malaking tulong ito sa pag-akit ng foreign investors at pagpapalago ng negosyo sa Clark. Muling ipinamalas ng Clark Freeport Zone ang potensyal nito bilang investment at leisure hub sa isang espesyal na customized rolling tour na dinaluhan ng mga ambassadors mula sa iba't ibang bansa. Pinangunahan ni former President na ngayon ay Pampanga 2nd District Representative Gloria Macapagal Arroyo ang tour na dinaluhan naman ng mga ambassadors mula sa Egypt, Turkey, Sri Lanka, Singapore, United States at South Korea. Ipinamala sa mga diplomatic delegates ang world-class facilities ng Clark, kabilang ang Clark Museum, Clark International Airport, Royce Hotel and Casino, Hilton Clark Sun Valley Resort at Clark Sun Valley Golf and Country Club. Layunin na nasabing tour na ipakita ang taglay na potensyal ng Clark bilang destinasyon ng pagnenegosyo at turismo. Ayon sa CDC, ang ganitong mga aktibidad ay mahalaga sa pagpapalawak ng Clark bilang sentro ng pag-unlad sa Region 3 at maging sa buong Pilipinas.
Abangan ang iba pang update at mga ipinagmamalaki ng Clark sa susunod na edisyon ng CDC sa Bagong Pilipinas.
At dito na po nagtatapos ang ating programa sa araw na ito.
Sama-sama ulit tayo bukas para sa mahalagang talakayan at mabilis na aksyon ng pamahalaan. Mula sa Presidential Communications Office, ako po si Weng Hidalgo.
At mula rin sa Presidential Communications Office, ako po si Joey Villarama. Sama-sama tayo para sa isang bagong Pilipinas ngayon.